Hello my little crackpots, welcome back to Run, Stretch, Succeed. Today we're doing Kendal to Preston, starting at the Lakelands Maze, ending up in Preston. It is a 50-mile ultramarathon, so if you like running videos or ultramarathon videos, hit that subscribe button and let's get on with the video.
At certain points during the day, okay? And don't forget, you finish at a pub. Right, are you ready, Soundkeeper? Right. Let's get you going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good one.
We are 7 miles in, I think, because I've not got my watch, and I thought I'd be okay with this. Turns out I'm not, because I'm not bothered about how fast I'm going, but I don't know when checkpoints are. And like, if you're doing an event like this, the best bit of it is the checkpoints. I'm going to tell you now, later I'm going to be like, when is the next checkpoint coming? And be totally lost in my head. But there's plenty of other things what could be worse. The weather's absolutely boiling, so it's just going to be a run walk. There's no point pushing it and making myself ill when the weather is going to be so hot. My aim today is to get a PB on this course, because last year it was hot, and also I'm sure I did a 100-mile training week and used this event as 50 miles of that. So hopefully we should do it under 11 hours. I think I did it last year, but if not, I'm not too worried. And also, this is a really nice course. Turns out I forgot a lot of the course because we come off the canal quite a lot more than I remember. I remember last year coming on the canal and only coming off the canal at like 2 points halfway through. So yeah. We started the event at the Lakeland Maze. The Lakeland Maze looks like an absolutely amazing place to visit for a day out. And I went on the play area, same as last year, and went down the slide. I'm going to get going because even that I'm run walking it, I don't want to walk too much at this point because I want to make sure I make all the cut-offs. If I ever run walk an event, I always make sure the first bit I tend to not walk that much, just to get that extra time in the bag. So yeah, I'll fill you in another 7 miles I'm going to set at the next checkpoint. Hello, we are 15.72. because this is my watch. Hi! Because I've not got a watch. So far so good. Just ate so much food at the checkpoint because I'm absolutely starving. Because why would you eat a breakfast before doing an ultra? It just doesn't make sense, does it? So it's just really warm. I feel like there's nothing really to update except it's going to be very warm. At the checkpoint we discussed, is it warmer than last year? Yes, it is warmer than last year. So that's fun. But to be honest, this canal's one of the nicest canals I've ever been on. And I've been on loads of canals. Like all leads to Liverpool. And I'm going to say, this canal is a 10 out of 10 compared to Leeds to Liverpool. Because Leeds to Liverpool is quite trashy. And it goes through Wigan, where I come from. So that's how trashy it is. Have you got anything you want to say?
Not the
feelings?
Minute. Not the minute. I'm still in one piece.
So yeah, but I'm awake. When I did the intro, I was half asleep. So that's probably why I sound like I'm going to die after a moment. So yeah. are 23 miles in. It's got very hot, and the next checkpoint has soup and frozen watermelon and stuff like that, and I'm very excited for that. It's been really nice so far and like really chilled, what's really good, and I actually feel like time's going quite fast, to be honest, for saying how warm it is. Maybe that will change later because it's only going to get hotter, and all I want now is some ice or ice lolly or anything cold, but we cannot get that. I was hoping we'd pass a pub on the canal so I could go and ask them for some ice. All the pubs are on the opposite side of the canal, so I can't do that. Only got 3 miles to the next checkpoint, and then after that checkpoint we've got 22 miles to go, so less than a marathon. So I think after the next checkpoint it's going to feel like time's going to go a lot faster, because I feel like after the halfway point you were just counting down from there. I'm going to go because my friends ran off, and I think if she gets any further I will not be catching her up. We are 3:15. I don't have a clue. I'm going to say 30, 31 maybe. Might be pushing it a bit with 31. So we have got 20 or 19 miles to the end. It's boiling, as I've said every time I turn the camera on. The last checkpoint was really good. I had soup because I didn't have breakfast because I struggle eating in the morning. I struggle eating when I get up. Obviously I had some soup before. Feel a lot better now. It's just really warm and humid. I would say it's warmer than last year, but also it's more windy, more breezy, so it does feel a lot more runnable. So I'm just enjoying the walk, and to be honest, sometimes I think if you run it all, you end up missing out on your surroundings and stuff. Running the full thing can make it quite enjoyable to a point, especially when the weather's really warm like this. So I just can't be bothered doing it. And if anyone calls me slow, I'm literally not bothered, because I'm never going to be the fastest runner ever. That literally doesn't bother me. Also, I was thinking, what do I want for my tea? And I think I'm going to buy some sourdough and some tomato puree and make little pizzas in the air fryer. And if this works, I think I've solved world peace. Like literally, I think I've literally solved it. I've fixed the world. So we have 3 checkpoints left. One's outside a pub, one's just on the canal, and one's in like a boat docking area, I think. So each one of them is going to be about 7 miles. But to be honest, this is a really good race for beginners, because it's really well signposted, and because it's down a lot of the canal, it's quite hard to get lost. So if you're a person who struggles reading maps, this is the perfect opportunity to try your ultra. Also, fly course runners do 3 events. They do Kendal to Preston, Tower to Castle, and Castle to Castle. So I think I'm going to do all 3. I think I'm going to do all 3 of these events, as they're all really budget friendly. This is the longest one, so this is 50 miles, and the other 2 are around 30 miles. So if you don't fancy jumping from marathon to a 50 miler, it's the option to do 2 30-mile events. Right, I'm going to get going because I do want to run a little bit, because I don't want to be here till the 1970s. That makes sense, because that's in the past. I don't want to be here till the year 3000, where your great-great-grandfather, or whatever it was, what Busted said. So I'm going to get going. guys, I want to ask you all a serious question, because I've been thinking about this for the last 2 hours, I'm going to say. If you had a boat, what would you call it? Because I've not got a clue, and I've seen some very good names today, but I've seen some very bad names as well. I'm just like, what would I call my boat? If I had a boat, I would think years on this name, because like, it's just got to be a really good one. It's got to be a banger. Like, if it's not a banger, it's just not worth getting a boat. So what would you call your boat? I have seen one what's in Lee, and I think that one's called My Last Adventure Till Dementia, and I really like that one. So obviously I wouldn't copy it, because that's just no fun. Am I here? I might be at the next checkpoint, guys. Maybe I'm a lot further on, but it's not having a watch to life is making things very confusing, like, because I don't even know what time and how long each mile's taking me, so we can't really gauge it because it's been that long. I don't think it is actually, I just don't. But we have got markers at this point every so often telling me how far I am from Preston. So I'm 16 miles from Preston, so maybe I can use that to work out how many miles I've done. Right guys, I'm going to go because I just I'm very confused where we are. Well, it's the middle of nowhere, to be honest, so how can I not be confused about that? Right, I'm going to go. So just over 5 miles to the end, and yeah, it's been a really good day, to be fair. Really enjoyed it. Not enjoyed all these flies. So many flies today. I've been bit so many times. I just went to the last checkpoint, had some popcorn, filled my water up, because obviously dehydration, and I might have a caffeine bullet in a minute to try perk me up for this last bit. But because I've been walking so much because it's warm, it's really hard to get out that routine. Like, if you're going to do ultra, especially a nighttime ultra, don't start walking. If you're going to walk, run walk, because it's, once you start walking, it's really hard to start going. And it's not because of cramp, I think it's just you get lethargic and stuff. So I'm going to try a caffeine bullet. I think we've got 3 miles on the canal, and then 1.5 miles through an industrial estate, housing estate, I don't know, till the end, and we're finished. It is just a very nice run. I would just recommend, if you do this and it's really hot, just try to walk a lot. I feel like once your body temperature gets quite high, it's really hard to get it lower again, so it's just better to walk. It's just better to walk and try to stay cool and not overdo things, as I feel like a lot of things with ultras, if you overdo it at any stage, it's really hard to come back from that. So sometimes it's better just to drop your ego and just slow down, take a break. And also you need to eat and stuff. I feel like a lot of times when you go really quick, you forget to eat and stuff. So that's my tip, drop the ego and slow down and stuff.
Hey, well done mate, well done. Well that now is the end of the Kendal to Preston.
It's the day after Kendal to Preston, and yesterday was just fantastic. The event is just so well organised. All the volunteers are so happy to be there. The event is so easy to navigate, you don't really have to worry about getting lost. So I did the event in about 11 hours 20. I've not looked at my time, I've just guessed it, as I'm not too concerned of the exact time. So I did about the same as last year. So in my head, I've achieved my goal, and that is good enough for me. And if I didn't achieve my goal, I'm just glad I had an amazing adventure down the Lancaster Canal. So what's happening next? I haven't actually got any events planned till Leeds to Liverpool. So if any of you guys can recommend anything in the comments, just drop it down below, because I need some ideas. Actually, I don't know why I said I've not got no plans to Leeds to Liverpool, because actually I'm going to do Castle to Castle in July, what is another Fly Coast Runners Ultra. So that is my next ultra that I've got planned. I want one for June. So if you've got any ideas of any ultras or long distance events I can do, please drop them down below. So I'm going to end the video here. I just want to say thank you to Fly Coast Runners for running such an amazing event. Also, if you did like the video, please subscribe and please give the video a like, and I will see you next time.